And here we go. And it has done this before too. Okay, it's nice that we accelerate, but now how do we go straight? So I suppose we will make the right turn. Oh, good Lord. So what now? Yep. So now this is not what we wanted. Not what we wanted. So what now? All right. Hello, hello. I set up my cameras. It took me a while, and I had this morning, well, actually yesterday evening, I installed FSD 11.4.7.2, and here we are trying it out to see what is all happening or not happening. So let me, with no further ado, put it into self-driving. And I'm driving against the sun a bit here. I hope this is sort of visible, but this will not be the only recording, so I have planned a little bit more. So we see there's a green spot here. Okay, so one thing I could tell already this morning when I was driving a short distance, actually, we had this lane drifting still, so the car was going into a right turning lane instead of going straight, and it happened on the Friendship Road that I'm getting on in a minute here. So I assume it will happen again, most likely. And on the way back, it happened again on the opposite side, so that's not good. And then one thing I also noticed is it feels a bit more timid in a way. It's kind of like more hesitant again, so yeah. I'm not sure how much really changed under the hood, but if the lane drifting is still an issue, then I don't even know when this is going to be fixed. I don't know. Oh, green. Okay, good. I was a bit surprised by this. So yeah, this morning I drove this way here to the doctor's appointment, and while I was in the right lane, I encountered a attempted lane change into the right turning lane. So I should actually, let me see what this pickup truck is doing here. I should actually change into the right lane to kind of force this a little bit. The lane to my right will end, and further down the road there's a right turning lane, and my car attempted to take that lane today. And I'm trying to see if I have somebody behind me, to see if I can just let this play out. Driving against the sun. Unfortunately, I didn't have time earlier to record, so I guess it will have to do on the way back when I am having the sun behind me. Most likely this recording cannot even be used. So here we go. This is the right turning lane where the car was trying to get into. I have somebody directly behind me. So somebody driving fast. And I guess he will cross the intersection on red. So in about 0.8 miles we have to turn left. And most people would already be in the left lane. Interesting way of driving. So it looks to me like I will go right behind this Jeep here. Or maybe not. So now there's a white pickup truck coming with a trailer. Yeah, at some point we need to switch lanes here. All right, well, let's see how this plays out. Not bad. Just in time. And again, I think if it is a left turn and you go into the left turning lane, it should signal that you are going into the left turning lane. It should not just go over there. Okay. I was prepared to push the pedal. Not sure what the hesitation was. So yeah, this here is rather easy for FSD. And I have gone this way before. So I will enter 2 roundabouts further down the road. Some busy always stop coming up. That's pretty close. Good Lord. Not bad at all. Okay, let's see how this is being handled here. Slightly going over into the opposite lane. Not bad. Not bad at all. I will increase the speed a bit here because I don't want to hold people up here. Everybody's driving faster. So keep up with the people. And we are coming to the first roundabout. Again, directly against the sun, so I have to see how the video footage turns out. But let's just assume it works. And you can see things. Actually not bad. The signaling is not good because it kind of indicates like you would try to go around the roundabout instead of taking that exit. But that's obviously something that can be improved. And we're coming towards the next roundabout. Actually, nice speed for the roundabout. Not bad at all. Sudden acceleration. Okay. Wonder if the sun is an issue going directly into the camera. So This upcoming intersection on the traffic light is very interesting because we have a dedicated right turning lane, and I believe with the camera setup, with the pillar camera and the front cameras, you are not fully able to see if somebody's coming from the left. So I'm pushing the pedal a bit here just to make it, because I have somebody behind me. And we are slowing down without signaling. The person behind me is coming closer. It would be nice to let people know what's going on. Indicate before slowing down. Tesla, if anybody is watching this, just do it the other way around. Signal and then slow down. Could have actually made it. That wasn't bad in terms of acceleration. Let me see. I will remove this target here because we are actually not really going to this church. I just put it in order to make sure that I'm going this way. So here we go again. It is very, very difficult to actually see something from the right-hand side. So, okay, that worked. And let me remove the church here and keep going this way. Yeah, I think when the car is in motion, it is okay for the pillar, for the B pillar cameras to see everything to the left and to the right. But if you come to a stop and you have a slightly angled, so it's not like an intersection that is really like a 90 degree, but it's rather angled, then I think there has to be some difficulty for the cameras to see. And I cannot imagine that this is secure or, safe enough in all circumstances. If there would somebody be coming really fast on certain intersections, how is this going to be handled? We don't know. Okay, slightly on the opposite side. And we just touched the yellow line with the ripples. Okay, we slowed down because the car was going over the line. And that's one of those intersections too here. The traffic on that road that we are getting onto is moving slightly faster than the road that we are on right now. So let's see. I'm hitting the brakes. Okay. So I was being let go here by this person, and I'm not really sure what the car would have done because it was just creeping awkwardly forward and trying to steer left already. Okay, we're slowing down real hard, which is not too bad. Yeah, so even if we wouldn't have made the turn, I kind of cut a little bit too close into the intersection, or FSD did, and it would have been hard for that pickup truck to make the left turn, especially if they would have had a trailer or so. So still some work to be done. Interesting, this time it was signaling to go into this turning lane. Car next to me has some low air on the rear tire. So that's a red light. We need to slow down at some point here. Okay. A very interesting choice of the car. Without signaling, just going into the right lane. And this would be our turn here. All right, made it here. Alrighty, I did what I came here for, bought something, and I'm on my way back home basically. Maybe the same way that I came. Let's try that. And going back to FSD. Here we go. Cameras are recording all together. The mic is working. And off we go back. Which I suppose, yeah. I might go this way. Let's see. But I'm not driving against the sun anymore. Maybe this is the video footage that I can keep. And what I recorded earlier is not usable because I was going against the sun the whole time. I will see when I get back home and look at the stuff. It's a very nice restaurant here on the right hand side with the number 300 on the wall. And if you have an electric car, they have electric chargers here. I have tried to put some tinting onto the dashboard to see if this would help, but it wasn't helping, so I had to remove it again. It was still a glare. Just too early? Okay, good. Let's see how this is gonna work out, because this is not the right turning lane yet. This is. And again, standing here, I'm not really sure with the pillar how you can actually see whoever is coming from the left-hand side. You would have to use the repeater camera at some point. There's no way that this is possible. Yep. And I rather disengaged. I think that's a very weak situation. So we're approaching our left turn. We go into the left turning lane without signaling again. Yep. This time. Excuse me. And here we go, green. I have somebody behind me. Okay. Interesting maneuver. So I'm just removing things here in order to go a certain way. Yeah, pretty much the way we came. Very much so. I probably will push the pedal a bit here because I have somebody right behind me who is, I guess, a bit faster than me. Or the intention is. The signaling is kind of interesting where it's not needed, but when it should signal, it doesn't. So what can you do? FSD is a little bit kind of like a straight line driver in terms of speed. There are some people that whenever there's a curve, they slow down more than necessary. And it seems to be the same thing right now with FSD here. So whenever I'm approaching one of those curves, the speed is being reduced rather more than necessary. And here's our turn. Again, we slow down without signaling, just in the last second. And I'm pretty sure the Jeep driver behind me is not really happy. So again, how do you see something here? I don't know. We keep going. No, okay, so now we could go. I'm helping out a little bit because, again, I had somebody behind me. And sometimes I would like to see how this plays out, but not, when everybody is trying to get home from work and FSD is taking its sweet time to figure out which way to go and how to handle things. We should be in the left turning lane here, but we didn't. So this is something that I have seen happening before. So the car is going to stay in the straight lane, and then once you approach the intersection, it just still tries to make a left turn out of the straight lane and kind of really in the last second unannounced. So let's see how this works here. We should have been in the lane next to me to the left, and we are actually making it over good. Glad. But I had this happening here before, actually coming from the other side. I was in the straight lane, didn't make it into the left lane, and once I approached the intersection and was kind of on the intersection, the yoke just pulled the car over to the left, trying to make a left turn. That was kind of scary. I'm not sure what this was, but I took over because I didn't want to end up in the lane that goes straight. Maybe because I changed the navigation just right before I started driving again, but who knows. And going back the same way, approaching the roundabout. Seems to be some event going on here at the school. Yeah, not too bad. And we are approaching the second roundabout. Rather heartbreaking. We could have actually kept up a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, for a car driving itself, going through a roundabout, you cannot really complain. Can't really complain about that. Okay, same always stop again that we passed earlier. Yeah, it works. It works. So, as usual, little GoPro problem. I had not put up the cooling for the GoPro, and I was thinking it is not as hot outside. But little that you know, it's still hot enough for the GoPro to overheat. So I attached the cooling fan, and here we go. Back to driving, and back to driving ourselves, not anymore, but using FSD. And my plan is to actually go to the post office on a certain way. Let me edit this trip here. Right. To see how the lane drifting behaves again. And on this way, earlier this morning when I came back from my doctor's appointment, I had a lane drift into the right turning lane. I used to have this twice here on this stretch of road. One on this apartment building coming up, and let's see. I'm trying to monitor the traffic behind me too, because sometimes the recovery is not good from such a right turn or going into the right turning lane. So I either will cancel So I used to go in here with 11.4.4, 11.4.3 and so on. Not anymore. And it tried to go into this one here. Let me just see if I can see it. Or was it one later? Not doing it now. Good. Oh, I think it was here. Yep. So now, this is not what we wanted. Not what we wanted. So what now? Okay. We're going all back to the beginning. Just to where we came from. And I guess we try the same thing again. Very good. Making room for the pedestrian. Awesome. Going against the sun again. I'm sorry about that. So let's see if we end up in a loop. It seems to be a plan for a gated community, maybe. Okay, I'm really nervous. Okay, so I'm pushing the pedal because this is kind of fast traffic here. But I'm pretty sure I get to do this again. So, second time around. We're approaching the right turning lane that we should not take because we're supposed to go straight. Here it comes. And this time we are not going in there. So did the car learn from it now or not? I don't know. Could be. So here I had the same issue as well going into those lanes. I'm not really sure if this is happening right now. But it was very interesting because this lane actually kind of ends here. So there's no way to go. And the same happened here too. It says keep moving. There's a big sign on the right that says keep moving. I'm pushing the pedal here. Keep moving, not for everybody. So this lane is actually going to be a right turning lane in the end. So it's nice that we accelerate, but now how do we go straight? So I suppose we will make the right turn. Good Lord. So what now? Just taking over. I don't have too much time for all of this. So let's try it again. Let's see if we can go back on our way. I pushed the pedal a bit, but it looked like it would have been okay. So one thing I don't like to do is I don't like to impede on other drivers just because I'm using FSD and FSD is not really making a move. It doesn't mean I cannot, engage and help a little. Why would I let FSD handle something that it obviously does not do very well at the point? So I think it would be better for me to engage and just push the pedal like some driver would do manually. So after this intersection I will remove the Chateau Elan target so that I can get back on the way that I want to go. And remove and done. I surely don't want to go on the interstate. I have my hand on the wheel, but since it's a construction zone, sometimes it does this. Actually on the interstate too. So when you come to a construction zone on the interstate and you do have your hand on the steering wheel, most of the time it still beeps. Actually, I would say it beeps all the time, as far as I can remember. So let's see if we just jump into the left turning lane or if we signal. We jump into it. No signaling. Well, it was kind of almost simultaneously. So one thing I would like to do here is I would like to be the last one to make the turn. So let me just dial the speed down a bit, because I want to be passed by everybody. I want to be the last here. Apparently I'm not. Let me do this here. Okay. The reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to test those right turning lanes here again, and there are some videos on my channel where I'm making almost like an infinite loop here, coming out here then again, and on that right turning lane that's ahead of us, the car pulls into it, makes the right turn, and in order to recover we go all the way here and parallel back to this road. So let's see how this works out now. Now it seems to be going in. Yeah, it tried to go into it. It was on the display, but it didn't. I'm not really sure if this is because of a car in front of me or not. I probably could spend the whole day going this road here up and down, but yeah. And the same happened here on this road with a left turning lane. So it went into the left turning lane, then realizing, oh, it's left turning lane. I need to go straight. Yep. Actually, we'll try the same thing again. So let's turn this around. Don't really want to go on the interstate. Let's see if we can do this. Add something to it. Edit. No. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, that's better. Because the same thing happened coming down the road in the other direction. You can find it on my YouTube channel. The only problem is going in the other direction, we go directly against the sun. So there might not be much of a video recording, but we see. See if I remove the post office, how we do this now. Probably still turn here. Oh, okay, we going, well, that's fine too. So we will be coming out on that intersection that we just passed. That was too early. Yeah, we could go, but the car can't really see it. That's the problem. The speed here is actually better than with the 11.4.7 version. It used to be like really slow here. I guess that has improved. So let's see, I have my foot over the brake because I sure enough don't want to be, in front of this truck. I have no desire to test this whatsoever. I'm pretty sure it would have been okay, but what if not? And then I'm halfway in front of the truck. I like my car too much and myself too much to test this. So this is going to be very difficult. You will not be able to see something, but let's just see if it pulls into those right turning lanes here. Apologies for the overexposed footage with the sun. but we have to see. So let me see here. It is not pulling into this one. That's good. But it used to go into this one here. And here we go. And it has done this before too. Okay. So, not good. Not good. Let me see. Let's go to the Chick-fil-A. So yeah, lane drifting is still an issue. And around my neighborhood here, there are so many occasions where this happens, so it's kind of, I can't really use FSD and fully rely on it. Not that you ever should at this point, but it's giving you a glimpse of what could happen somewhere else too. Like here we go, pretty fast. And it's trying to go back. It's giving you a glimpse that could happen anywhere else. So if you have good experience with FSD in your area, wherever you drive, and you take your car on a road trip, be prepared that there might be areas like this where the car is pulling into a turning lane and you have been driving for like 100 or 200 miles and everything was fine, but all of a sudden you reach some area that looks like this, and all of a sudden the car pulls into the right turning lane when you least expect it. So you always need to be aware of what FSD is doing and how it behaves. One more time again. I am not sure how the car will see what is coming. All right. That's pretty much all for today, and need to edit, need to overlay and kind of reduce some of the stuff, so it will take a minute for this video to be online. Until the next time. Oh, maybe not. Here we go again. Right turn, even though I wanted to go straight. Okay, so again, that's proving that this is not really possible